Welcome! It's been almost exactly 3 years since I've started my YouTube channel. During this time, the world underwent profound and, I'm afraid, irreversible changes. Everything has changed. Even people have changed, including myself. And my plans have changed too. However, unlike the world, the changes in my plans seem to be positive, the changes in my plans seem to be welcomed, and they seem to shine a very bright light at the end of that gloomy tunnel that the reality is providing us with. So, this is my Gasteria, Gasteria glomerata. You might remember it because I made a video about it, I think twice already, and it was a much smaller plant at that time. I remember that I was talking about some leaves, which were the biggest leaves of this plant at that time. This one, for example, that were scarred by a bird when this plant was outside during the summertime. I left it outside, and a bird seemed to like the taste of this plant and scarred it. And from that time on, I'm keeping this plant at home all the time, even when the temperatures are warm enough to take the plants outside. This Gasteria glomerata is in bloom, and here are the flowers. I will try to zoom them in. The flowers are in the shape of a stomach, and that's why the name Gasteria. Stomach, you know that the doctor that treats stomach is a gastrologist or gastroenterologist, and gastritis is a stomach inflammation. So Gasteria is the same root of the word stomach in Latin. The flowers are not really spectacular. The color is very interesting, the color is quite beautiful. However, the flowers are small. The flowers are on a very long spike. There will be more of them. There will be more of them. You might see it. Here is one that is emerging from under the leaf. They always start in the center. And there was another one somewhere, I'm not sure where. Anyways, there will be more flowers. However, there will be not as many as on this Gasteria. This is Gasteria bicolor that I showed you 3 weeks ago. There was only one flower then, which I removed, and since they grew 10 more. So there were 11 spikes on this plant. I think it's a record. It is also a Gasteria, and also the flowers are in the shape of a stomach. Here they are. Okay, so these two Gasterias are growing really beautifully. I am really happy with the growth. I am really happy with how they look. And here is how I take care of them. I keep them at home all year round because I'm afraid to take them outside because the leaves seemed to be tasty to the birds, or maybe even squirrels or mice. I'm not sure what was nibbling on the leaves of the glomerata, so I don't really even try to take them outside. So they are in a south-facing room all year round. And during the summertime, during the growth season, I water them quite a lot. I water them at least once a week. I soak them, and then I let the soil dry. Once it's dry, which will be after a week or even less than that sometimes when it's hot, I'll water it again. In the winter time, I water them as well. However, I leave more time before watering them again. So I water them quite abundantly. I soak the pot, and then I wait, sometimes even 3 weeks, sometimes even a month, if the temperature in the room is low and if there is no sunshine. Then I water it on a sunny day when it's warm and there is no heating in the room where I keep them. It is a room where the heating vent is closed. So during sunny days, because it faces south, the room is quite warm. During cloudy days, the room is quite cold. So I water it when it's sunny and only when the soil is completely dry and has been dry for at least few days. And then when the spikes appear, I started watering it more abundantly. I start watering it even more. These plants are also a proof that one shouldn't underestimate small flower stores, small nurseries as a source of unusual plants. I bought both of them. Well, the glomerata has been with me for for years. Gasteria bicolor has been with me will be the third season, I think, this year. And when I bought them, glomerata was only one set of leaves. It was a healthy plant, but a very, very tiny plant. The Gasteria bicolor, was in a very tiny pot. There were a few rosettes there, but they were so tiny, and half of the leaves were dead, half of the leaves were completely dry. It was a plant that was just half dead when I bought it. And here it is. After a year and a half, it looks beautiful, and I cannot be happier with it. I hope by the end of this season, the leaves, the rosettes, will cover the entire pot, as there is some soil left around the plant in this pot. And then when it happens, I will divide the plant. This is it. This is what I wanted to share with you about my Gasterias. I really hope you like them, because I like them a lot. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have an amazing afternoon.